Bruce from Wildfire here, talking today about drop in shoes and also width fittings. Now, drop, there's a few different variants of drop. You can have zero drop, which is a barefoot drop, and then you can have a 6mm, which is generally a racing shoe or similar lightweight shoe. You can have a hiker, which is this model here, that has 11mm drop from heel to the forefoot. So that's the difference in the drop, is heel to forefoot. And then you get the stack height, which is the depth through the whole shoe. So in this one, that's 16mm of stack, 11mm of drop. If you go to the Noosa, that has a 16mm also, but only has an 8mm drop. So that's a faster shoe, slightly more curved up. If you're into track and field, spikes, minus drop, because the heel's lower than the forefoot. Barefoot shoes, you can get trail shoes, road shoes, zero drops, but once again, the stack height can vary depending on what's amount of cushioning you need. So if you go up to the 30mm stack height, you're going to have a lot of cushioning, but the shoe's just a little bit more unstable. So around about 18mm stack height with whichever drop you decide to choose. Which is the best drop to suit me? Most people will start off with a school shoe or a hiking boot with a 10mm drop, which saves Achilles stretching. But as we progress, we like to go a little bit faster. Than when we go to racing shoes, trainer races, the drop slowly comes down. If you want the barefoot connection, well, then your drop is going to be zero. The sandals, thongs, which a lot of people wear, that's a zero drop. And this model, you've got about a 7mm protection between you and the ground. In this one here, we've got 16mm protection, but a zero drop. And this one here, we only have 3mm protection. So not so much running in that style. You can do gym work because the shoe's a little bit more stable because it's closer to the ground. Now we'll look at the width fittings that's going to suit your foot. Some people will have a wide toe span. 5-toed shoes, Vibram, will suit that. Also an Altra, which has a wide toe box, but it still has the narrow heel, and that's in men's and women's. Topo, they do exactly the same. They have a wider toe box up the front, so it allows your toes to spread out. It gives you that more natural barefoot running feeling. Then we work on the width of the shoe. We'll look at a standard shoe. Your foot width should be the same as the base plate, which is this piece at the top here. Now, if you've got a wider foot, you can go from a standard D fitting in a men's to a 2E width, which is another 3 to 4mm wider, and then there's a 4E width, which is another 3 to 4mm wider. In the ladies, we have a standard B width and width fittings of a D and a 2E. So that's pretty wide fitting. Between a D and a 2E, there'd be 6 to 7mm difference in width. If you get a shoe that's too narrow, your foot can crush up, giving you numb toes, or it can spread down and gives you bruising on the metatarsals underneath your foot. So width fitting is most important as well. Now, sizing. Most people ask me how much room should I have on the end of the shoe. We should look at, in a trainer where you're out for an hour plus, you should look at a thumbnail width from the end of your longest toe. So that means that some people who have a longer second toe, that's the toe you got to work on, not your big toe. Now, when you come back to a faster shoe, racing shoe, you might work on about 5mm is the max from the end of your longest toe. If you're going into indoor sports, say wrestling or martial arts, that needs to fit like a glove. So there's no room on the end of the shoe. You generally have to downsize half a size to a full size to get into that style. The most important thing is width, work on that first, then the length of the shoe, and then the drop. Now the drop, I would suggest that depending on the sport or the event you're doing, vary your drop, you get less injuries that way. So for your trainer, have anywhere between a 6 and a 10. For your tempo speed work, drop down to a 4 to a 6, gives you better leverage out of the shoe, less stack height. And then if you're racing, you're going to go into a spike, and yeah, it's going to be a reasonably tight fit. And generally, a spike will last you a season. It's not a sort of shoe that you're going to have for 5-6 years.